Welcome back, CSE 3200 Yukon Stores. We are in Chapter 25, Animations, and we have so far gotten our sun set to work by having our sun travel just on the y-axis and fall, below the horizon. And that happens for a couple ways we've discussed in the last two videos. So in this video, we are going to work on the color transition for the sky. Remember that we have a number of colors that we set up in our colors resource folder. Bright sun, we've been using it. Blue sky, we've got that. We've got blue sky, we've got the sea. We haven't used night sky or sunset sky. So what we're going to do first is we are going to transition from the blue sky color to the sunset sky color as the sun goes under the horizon. Once we've got that working, we will then try to get it to transition from the sunset sky color to the night sky color and work through some bugs as we do that. I'm going to warn you now that if you are, if you're sensitive to strobe light effects, there's going to be a point, and I'll warn you when it's coming, where the colors are really going to flicker. So if that's you, then you might want to fast forward like 30 seconds in the video and not see that, or maybe better yet, close your eyes and I'll say it's over. Okay, all right, let's get to this. In the main activity, let's get rid of this. We are going to set up some colors as private values, and we're going to do that by having a lazy delegate set that color. I'll explain it after I get a line typed in. Private val blue sky color will be of type int by lazy. And then we're going to put in context compat. Here we go. And dot get color. And two arguments, this as the first, and then get our color resource, r.color.blue sky. Okay. So we're going to do this a few times, but I will stop to explain it now. The lazy delegate was something that the book brought up very early, I think whenever they brought up view bindings. That might have been like chapter 9 or chapter 10. So a long, long time ago, lazy was mentioned in the text as one of the most common delegates that you use in Android development. So there are a few that are just straight up built in. We didn't have to do any changes to the Gradle in order to use lazy. So if you have a calculation that is kind of intense, then you want to use lazy to set it up as a property delegate so that it's only calculated one time. So it's calculated the first time you try to access it, and then that value will then be stored in cached memory. All right, so let's bring in, looks like I have an extra space here. Not that that's important, but we're going to have two more of these colors to bring in. We're going to have the sky color, we're going to have the sunset's color, and the night color. So this will be sunset color, and this will be, instead of blue sky, it will be sunset sky. And then one more, and this will be the night sky color. And we'll change the blue sky to night sky. Okay. So whenever we did our animation, as we discussed last time, the animator interpolated the data. It had a starting point and an end point, and it said, I've got so much time to get from here to there. Let's do it this way. So a nice, consistent rate of change. Whenever we put in this accelerate interpolator, it was using a different interpolator, so it was going to start off by going slow, but then go fast. All right, now we're going to try to interpolate the colors, and that's going to be a little bit more challenging, and that's where you're going to see the strobe effect. It's not yet, but it's going to happen fairly soon. All right, so we got our height animator. Let's make a second animator called Sunset Sky Animator. Val Sunset Sky Animator. We'll be a object animator again. And we're going to go of int. I don't believe we can use of float because of the way that colors work, like RGB. It's going to have a int value for red between 0 and 255, so it's going to be using ints. So we need the of int version. So of int, what are we binding? The first thing that we are binding is our sky. Binding.sky. Okay, what property are we going to be manipulating? And that is going to be our background color. And what are we going to use as our starting point? Well, that's going to be our blue sky color. And what's our ending point? That is going to be our sunset sky color. Let's not forget to put in the duration this time. Let's make it the same duration as our other animation, set duration. And we'll put in 3,000 milliseconds, so 3 seconds. And this is grayed out because I haven't said let's start it. So we're going to go sunset sky animator, dot start, pren. OK, we're going to fire this up. This is where we're going to get the freaky color. So once I am about to hit start, then we are going to get a strobe effect, and then I will say when it's over for those of you who might be sensitive to such things. All right, here we go. It's going to start. And you can see the sun is setting, and we get like a disco effect. The strobe effect is over. OK, so the reason that we got the strobe effect, and I have this happen often when I'm making my own animations and I want to transition colors, if I don't do it at the right rate, if I don't, say, start to manipulate the red first and then wait for the green, whatever. So I have to play around with it in order to get the transition to work like I want. But we are using interpolators, so it's trying to just use the object animator, and the thing is it's got a bunch of different things to try to transition between. It's got reds, greens, blues, and well, we don't really have an alpha layer that we're working with. We have the very same alpha layer for both, so it's going to have the reds, the greens, and the blues that it's trying to transition in between. So we are going to put in something similar to this accelerate interpolator. We are going to add in sunset sky animator, and we're going to go dot set evaluator. Sorry, I got my caps lock on. Set evaluator, and I auto completed, so I probably got an import for that. Let's see. I don't see one. Guess I didn't need one. All right, set evaluator, and inside we're going to put arg, A-R-G, and then arg b evaluator, and we want the top one Android animation. All right. Now this has parentheses on the inside. Okay, it stopped. Now I'm going to run this. And I'm going to do it pause just to make sure that I fixed it and I don't have the strobe effect. And then I'll run it again once I am satisfied that it's working. And we'll make it safe for everybody. OK, it does work just fine. I'm going to hit anywhere on the screen, and you'll see a nice transition as the sun goes down so that we get that orange effect. Maybe not perfect, maybe like you expect, but that's the effect we're going to go for here. All right, so we're going to stop this, and we're going to put in our next animator, and we're going to just grab all of this. Actually, we'll grab even that last line. So we're going to have one more animation transition to do. We're going to have a night sky animator, and it is going to have the very same properties here, except for it's going to start at sunset color, and it is going to go to night sky color. And we're going to set the duration to half as long, and we'll keep this and this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and run it, but it's going to be problematic because whenever I run this animation, I'm going to have all three animations working at the same time. Our first two animations worked well together. One was a move and the other was a color transition. But now I'm going to have these two color transitions doing combat against each other. So for the first 1.5 seconds, one of them is working against the other, right? So this is trying to go from blue to orange, this is trying to go from orange to dark blue, and they're going to be competing. In the last 1.5 seconds, this guy will have finished, and this guy will get to take over. So let's see how that looks. And that did not look like I had a problem at all, and it could be, let me check. Maybe I didn't run it as I was talking, but I think I did. I think I just might have an error in here that is unexpected, so I'll check for it. And OK, I'll pause and see what I can find. OK, I see it. Copying and pasting is always dangerous. So I changed this, I reordered that, and I changed the duration, but I'm talking. This is still the Sunset Sky Animator and the Sunset Sky Animator Start. So both these animators were working together, but they were the same animator doing the same job. So we're going to change this to Night Sky Animator. And we're going to change this bottom one to Night Sky Animator. And we will run it again. And now you're going to see the error that I meant to put in there. I won't have the strobe effect because this took care of the strobe effect in both cases, but I will get a strange effect. See, for the first 1.5 minutes, they were competing. In the second, not 1.5 minutes, 1.5 seconds, they were competing. And in the second and a half, then this guy took over and we made it to orange from wherever we were at the time. So it looked pretty bad. So we are going to make another change. I didn't mean to get that started. We're going to make another change. We are going to make it so that we can have more of a direct effect on the order in which these animations take place. Okay, so we are going to put in something that is called an animator set. So we're going to have to take out all of these animation starts, and we're going to have our animator set take care of that. Val animator set is equal to animator set. And we want the top one there, Android animation. And I'm sure I got an import for that, but I'm not going to go up and check. And we're going to go animator set.play. And inside of the parentheses, we are going to say which animation this animator set is going to start. And we're going to pick height animator. But if once we're done with this, you could find that it wouldn't have mattered. We could have put in our sunset animator. And then we're going to go dot with, and inside the parentheses, we are going to say we're going to run this animation in conjunction with our sunset sky animator, which is pretty much what we had done before. And then we could say animation, or animator set, dot start, just like we had to start the other animation. So we have the set will play, but we have to also say start. Okay, so if I do this, I'm leaving out the night sky animator. If I put in dot with the night sky animator, I've just like undone the effect that I was going for. So if I took all this out and uncommented all these things, I'd have the very same thing as if I have it right now, because they're all working at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this dot width, and I'm going to say before. So this is going to have the night sky animator stop when the height animator has finished. Now, since the height animator and the sunset animator have the same duration, these two could have been swapped and it would have had the same effect. So let's take a look at it now. It should be a finished product. All right, let's start it. And we get our sunset, and when that's over, it changes to night. It's got half the duration. And yeah, it looks better on my screen than it does up there. It looks really black up there, but trust me, it is a nice night sky color. All right, that does it. That is the end of chapter 25. And if you watch these chapters in chronological order, that's the end of 3200. Hope you guys had a great semester, learned a lot. I know I did.